Hi guys, today I have another eating video. Last time you saw me, I just got off the plane. So basically I stayed up all night after not sleeping all night because I was on the flight, which I didn't sleep on. I hope that made sense. Like, I'm in this state where right now, like, everything is a little bit woozy. Just got off work, I think I already said that, and on my way home I walked by this like Chinese place, and it's really interesting. Chinese takeout Chinese food in Paris. It's like by weight. It's interesting to me because it's not how it's done in America. So, oh, fuck, my battery's dying. I don't think I've mentioned this on an official video yet, but I, about like a month ago, or like just within this past month, I kind of got interested in adopting a plant-based diet. Basically what that means is a vegan diet, but I don't want to say vegan because not because I like don't like the word or anything like that. It's just that, you know, people that are vegan, they're very much into the vegan lifestyle, and I'm so respectful of that. It's just that I know I cannot do that because, I mean, I just have my handbag collection video. Like, that is the opposite of vegan. That is just pure leather. I have a vegan diet, or like I'm trying to adopt one. I think someone asked in my last video how long I've been vegan. Literally, girl, like a month. Like, not even. And I had like one day which didn't go well because I was on the plane. They didn't have any food, and I didn't like order ahead or anything because I didn't know I was gonna be vegan. Anyway, so I'm eating some veggies today. I think these are just like bok choy something. These are like bean sprouts, very typical Asian dishes. And then I have some rice and noodles. One huge thing about being vegan is you have to carb up. You have to eat carbs or else you'll die because, you know, like there's no calories in these. Or very low anyway. And I also finally picked up some lemon so I can have lemon water. I bring this with me everywhere because I just like everything about this. I like how it has a straw, and I like how it has a lid and a handle. Perfect. And then of course I also got some wine on my way home. I love me some red wine. If I'm very low energy in this video, it's because I really am. I'm just so tired. Okay, let's try this. Wait, this has egg in it. He lied to me. I was like, is this vegetarian? Well, I just pick it out. I think like being vegetarian or being vegan and being Asian is a very blessed thing because I feel like we do vegetables so well. Well, because we like, you know, put so much oil on it and then like saute the shit out of it. But it's way better than like raw lettuce. Oh, I love these noodles. I mean, I like raw lettuce like once in a while, don't get me wrong. It could be really crisp and refreshing, but having that every day, I think I might go crazy. I would definitely go crazy. Chewy was like, my boyfriend was like, because I like to watch mukbang videos and he sees them when I play them. And he's like, if you do those videos, you're eating these like healthy ass foods that, this isn't even that healthy, by the way. It's just like, it's just not any animal products. It's not really healthy, like on the health scale. But it's not like, you know, like bad and like luring enough for people to be like, oh my god. I don't know. I thought he had a point. Because like people, part of why people watch mukbang videos, I feel like, is because it's so satisfying seeing all these like really thin people, by the way, or not all of them are thin, I don't know, but like, you know, like attractive people or whatever. I don't know. I can't even talk. Like eat a shit ton of like food that would make me gain 20 pounds just by like smelling it or like looking at it or being in the same room with it. right? I mean, that's what I do. I watch them because first I know I can't eat that much, and I can't eat that much. So it's amazing to me, like, I don't know. One thing I really miss since I've gone vegan or plant-based diet is steak. Like, I don't miss it every day, but whenever I have like a really good red wine, because steak and red wine, or like red meat and red wine, I don't even know, it's just like, it's just right. I love how I'm talking about steak as I'm like, oh yeah, vegan. But, I mean, let's be real, like, I want to be real here because there's like a huge vegan community on YouTube, and I follow some of them. I think they're really educational. This rice is cool. This rice also has egg in it. Oh my gosh, Gaia. Anyway, I think it's quite funny how like people are like, so I'm not an easily offended person. I actually really like offensive people because I think they're super interesting and like just like funny. So if you don't know, like one of the biggest, I'm sorry if I'm talking with my like food in my mouth, but if I don't do that, then I wouldn't be able to eat. So one of the biggest like vegan speakers on YouTube, her name is Freely, the banana girl. And like so, like all of her videos, when you click on them, they have so many thumbs downs. Like she has so many haters, and like she's aggressive. Don't get me wrong, but like I honestly don't think she's that aggressive. Like I feel like she could be a lot meaner. And I really like how people are so passionate about a message. It doesn't really annoy me unless it's like I know they know it's wrong and it's evil, like Scientology or something. Or like if you're super outspoken about being like a homophobic or something like that. I guess that's why people don't like vegans, because they're like, they make them feel like down, because they're like, oh, you're vegan, you're so like high up on your high horse or whatever, you're so like But trust me guys, like I'm a selfish motherfucker. Like if from what my research told me that I don't at least have 80% advantage by going vegan, just benefiting myself personally, there's no way I would even do it. Like that sounds really bad, but that's the truth. Like, you know, if I need animal products, if I really needed to, like, I need animal products to be healthy or just to maintain a healthy lifestyle, I would no doubt eat that shit because I need it, you know? Like, I'm biologically craving that stuff. But the truth is, from what I know from my research, is that we don't need it, actually, and we actually would be way better off if we didn't have any of that. It's really hard to be like in this day and age because you get bombarded with all this information that all sounds really credible, but you know you can twist and frame and experiment one way or another to prove whatever point, you know, and like however it's funded. So one thing you believe today or this year or this decade might be totally debunked next decade or whatever. It's just like, because you can't, like, you know, do experiments yourself for every single thing. It's really like just like hearsay. What am I talking about? Hope I'm not eating like a ton of eggs. This is really good. I really like this kind of noodles. Okay, so let's talk about Paris today. It was so nice and warm outside, but unfortunately I was inside the whole fucking day working. It was really unfortunate. The highlight of my day was definitely lunchtime. Wait, I realized I haven't tried this yet. I love Asian veggies. Okay, so coming to Paris, I was really afraid that I wouldn't be able to keep up my veganness trial, whatever, transition. Because, like, you know, they cook with a lot of butter here, a lot of eggs, cheese, oh my god, cheese, ham, like all that, right? And on top of that, they don't like to tailor their dishes because, like, they're like, oh, this is the chef's message, you know, like the chef want this 2 sprinkles of pepper on the right side, 2 millimeters away from the meat, like shit like that. So I was just like, okay, I'm like, okay, also I feel like the hardest part about being vegan is like the social aspect of it is to like, because people like judge you, they think that you're a snob, and when you're like, oh, I'm vegan, they think like you're just some dumb fuck like catching onto a trend, you know, like, yeah, I'm like gluten free and like I don't eat carbs or like whatever the fuck like they think they're hearing. So I get a lot of these questionable tones, and then they're like, you need protein to like survive. You need to eat meat, which is like really not true, guys. Oh yeah, maybe I should talk about what inspired this. So, okay, so actually I'll start with Carly Bible, which I think she's influenced a lot of people in the recent like timeline to become vegan. But anyway, I wasn't really influenced by her, but it was started by her because she recorded her diet video, and she, you know, has a huge following. So of course she attracted like the vegan community, because the vegan community really likes to make like reaction videos on super big celebrities or like huge YouTubers so they can attract viewers. So the 2 people that I watched reactions videos to, Freely the Banana Girl and the vegan couple, I saw Freely's video first, and what really intrigued me, like, she was really like harsh, but she said something that I thought was so interesting. She was like, because like Carly, you know, Carly in her video, she was saying how like, yeah, like we don't really eat rice or like refined processed carbs or whatever, but you know, we like to eat chicken and fish and burger once in a while. But then she was like, white rice, what's wrong with white rice? I eat white rice all the time. Maybe it's not the best rice, but I eat it all the time. Freely's fucking fit. So I was like, oh, this is really interesting, because like growing up in America in this day and age, all you hear about is people like antagonizing carbs. Like, carbs are the most horrible things in the world, like, you know. I hear that all the time. Like, I feel like as a girl, like, you just cut down on a carb. You would. Or that's what I used to do. Like, I would eat a sandwich and like I would take out like half of the bun because I feel like that was better for me, even though I don't know why I was really doing it. Or like I thought I knew I was doing it because I thought it was better for me, because I thought I would gain weight or like get fat from eating carbs. But and you know what, actually I have lost a lot of weight before in the past by cutting out carbs completely. 20 to 25 pounds in a 3-4 month period. So it was pretty significant. But the problem with that is that it's not sustainable. Like, once you start eating again, you just gain all your weight back. And it's this thing like the vegans always talk about. They're like, you know, you get into this horrible relationship with food and you start to hate food, but then like crave it, and then you have these like crazy cycles. It's like a huge cycle. They have these like all these inserts, which I thought was really true. So I mean, I'm at a point in my life where I just want to like do the right thing. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I'm like really sweaty. Okay guys, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna charge my battery for a little bit and change out of this because I'm like really hot. Get comfortable and come back. Okay, so yeah. Hi guys, so it's actually the next day because yesterday when I went to charge my battery, I completely passed out because I think I was so tired. So it's the morning now, and I just reheated my food and put it all on this one plate. And I'm just gonna finish eating it because I'm kind of hungry because obviously I didn't finish eating. Let's have some wine, shall we? It is like early in the morning, but it is the weekend, so who gives a fuck? Just a side note, I wish I got more like rice and noodles because I feel like this meal isn't substantial enough without like more carbs. Oh yeah, so lunchtime yesterday, I had the best experience ever. We were at this hotel, and like I was saying, like you don't expect French people to like be very accommodating. So I told the server that was helping me, I was like, you know, I'm vegan, and do you have any options so we can do? And when I talked about this on my Snapchat, so if you follow me, you would know, she went so above and beyond. She like went through each course with me, and she was like, this is what you can do, this is what you can do. And then I was like, okay, maybe I'll start with French onion soup. And then she was like, okay, hold on, let me call the kitchen and see if they use butter to cook the onions. And I was like, oh my god, because I feel really bad. So for me, a big part of my job is like the social aspect of it. So it kind of frightens me. I don't want to go to a client's side and be like, oh, I'm vegan, like I can't have this, I can't have that, you know? You don't want to be difficult. Like, for me, I just hate to be difficult. But the thing is, like, this is what I want to eat. Like, I want to put in my body what I choose to put in my body, right? So I shouldn't feel bad about it. But the reality is, like, sometimes it's just really difficult. And especially, I think, like, a lot of people are misinformed about. So earlier I said like you don't need meat for protein. Yeah, you certainly do not. You can get protein in other aspects of food, a healthy amount of it without the fat and cholesterol, the bad ones that you don't want. Anyway, so I don't want people to be like misinformed and think I'm doing things for one reason, but I shouldn't really care about what they think. I don't. But when it comes to be like my job, I don't want to be known as like, oh, the girl that's difficult. You know what I mean? I would say the vegan couples video in response to Carly Bible's video influenced me even more so than Freely's video, because theirs was really kind of like opening me up to this whole new like realm of studies I was not aware of before. I'll link their video down below because I think it's really helpful. So after I saw that video, I started like watching other things, and the first documentary I saw was Cowspiracy. That documentary is actually produced by Leonardo DiCaprio, and I'm a big fan of his. So I don't think it's the best documentary ever. I actually find it very repetitive towards the like middle to the end. But the message is really powerful and strong, not one that I was aware of before. And it's a really powerful message. Basically, I'll just sum it up for you, but you should watch it if you're interested. Basically, all the environmental impacts that we, like, you know, everyone's always like, oh my god, we're dying, global warming, blah, blah, blah. Like carbon dioxide, whatever. And we usually blame those environmental impacts to like gas and oil, like heavy industrial, like things like that. But the number one cause by far is actually raising livestock. the greenhouse gases it produces, the water that we use, the foods that we use, all of that. It's really bad for our environment. And like I said earlier, it's not sustainable to support this kind of diet for this kind of population at the rate it's going. Really interesting documentary. So then I watched that. I was like, okay, that's kind of crazy. I didn't know that. One big thing that hit me from that documentary is that the amount of food and water we use to feed animals, to feed us, can be used to feed like starving children, starving people around the world. And I just thought that was so fucked up. Like, we're in such a place in life, we're in such a place in history where, you know, one class of citizens can just feed and feast on like meat, dairy, eggs, whatever, basically somehow indirectly at the expense of starving people. Your same species, like a person next to you could be starving, like your same kind of person. Do you know what I mean? Am I explaining this correctly? Like, my mind is still kind of foggy from being tired, but like that hit me really hard. Cause again, this is gonna come out pretty bad, but like I said, like, if we needed them, like if we needed the animal products, their whatever is from their bodies, and that we need to eat them to thrive, to reach our maximum potential health, then I feel like it's a little bit more okay, because like, yeah, like we live in a better first world, and I'm sorry you live in a third world, like that's just kind of the way it is. I know it's extremely fucked up, I know. But it's not even like that. Like, we don't even need it. And we're just doing it because it tastes good. You know, like... If like an actual vegan's gonna see this, they're probably gonna kill me, but I don't think I would be vegan for the rest of my life. And it's not something, like, when I first started, I was like, oh, let me just try this out, and I've been really liking it. Like, I do notice a difference, like, physically, and all that. I do have to eat more, though, because, like, you know, or else I would get hungry. Originally, I was gonna do like maybe like 6 days out of a week, completely plant-based, and then one day just like normal, but I didn't end up doing that because I feel like it could be a very easy slippery slope. I'll be like, okay, and then, you know, what's the point? And then I wouldn't see the full effect. And I'm still very early on the journey, obviously. Like, it's been less than a month, so there's not a huge difference, obviously, but I just kind of wanted to see where it would take, you know, how it would go, and really kind of see if the claims that the vegans try to like push at you are true or not. Oh yeah, and the lady yesterday that was helping me, the server, so I was like, because I needed some carbs with the food, because I can't just have veggies, you know, I would like have no energy from that. And then I was like, okay, so I need some kind of like carbohydrates. I'll just take French fries, because that's the only thing they had on their menu. And she was like, oh, let me check the oil, because let me see if I can get them to make pan roasted potatoes instead, because I don't think we don't change the oil at the restaurant. We only change it twice a week. So the oil that used to fry the fries could have been frying like chicken. And I was just like, wow, you're really on top of this. Like, you're more vegan for me than I am. So yeah, I was really shocked by her service, and I definitely do not expect everyone to be like that in France, because that's not gonna happen. Okay, back to documentaries. I think the most important one to watch, the one that made most impact on me, is Forks Over Knives. That that one basically focused on all the health issues that we as a generation, or as, yeah, this like time in life, this time in history face, and how a plant-based, whole foods plant-based diet, I think is the exact terminology that they used, help with that, and also reverse some of like really serious diseases like heart disease, diabetes, and all that. Oh yeah, and I think one of the most like personally impactful things that happened to me recently is the passing of my grandfather. He definitely was one that never liked vegetables and mostly ate meat and seafood. I mean, he was seemingly like, you know, he wasn't like obese or overweight or anything like that, but he did pass away of cancer. And he actually had 2 independent, pretty aggressive cancers developed in him within like the last 5 years of his life. So it's just kind of really, you know, scary. And I'm not one of those people that are like super afraid of dying to diseases. I think, and I'm also not one of those people that's like, whatever happened means to happen, or whatever meant to be will happen, or whatever the fuck. But it's like, if it happens, it happens, you know? So besides carb that I've been relying on heavily after going plant-based, I also really love tofu. I love tofu. Soft tofu, hard tofu, like fried tofu, all that. So like mushrooms and eggplants are really good as well. They're really good for flavoring, like flavors. I think I talked about basically how much, like what happened that like triggered this transition, this like thing. But yeah, I encourage you to do your own research. Watch those documentaries. I would say watch Forks Over Knives. That one's really good. Watch Cowspiracy, or at least half of it. And then the other one, Earthling, that everyone recommends. I mean, that one's okay. It just shows you a lot of animal cruelty, and I don't need to see that. Like I know. Actually, it might work for you because it might like scare you a little bit, and it like brings it to reality what kind of cruelty the animals go through. But I didn't watch all of it because I got the message like halfway or quarter way into the movie. So yeah. So I think I'm gonna be done. Not because I'm like incredibly full or anything, but I feel like since these veggies were from yesterday, they're not incredibly fresh, so I don't really want to eat them anymore. And I know like my videos aren't exactly like mukbang videos, you know, strictly to the definition of them, because I don't eat a ton. But I don't know. I hope you like these. Let me know if you like them or not, and if you have any suggestions how I can do them better, what foods I should try, vegan foods, what I should do. I'm not really big into cooking. Also, if you have any vegan restaurants that you know in Paris, that would be great. So thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna end this one here, and I'll see you next time. Bye.